So I want to talk about insurance today. I have interviewed and polled and surveyed over 100 people over the last year, and virtually every single person, 97% of you that I've surveyed are dissatisfied with insurance. You're not happy about it. You're not excited about it. Definitely not excited about it. It's not serving your patients. It's not serving you. It's not helping you. It's making your life harder. So I thought, let's look at the history of insurance. Let's kind of go back a little bit. So insurance started out kind of like the health ministries that are going on today, the faith-based world, where they actually pool their money, and if someone is hurt, they take care of them, and then they pool their money and take care of them, and people are donating way more than they would ever use on their own because there's people that want to take care of each other. And so from the very beginning, it was just people helping people. And then the emergence of private health care came in the 20s, and then post-World War II, then people were giving it as a benefit. So your health insurance was a benefit to working there. That's, I think, when our freedom started to be just eliminated. Because now, when I talk to people, they're like, well, I can't leave this job because I'll lose my benefits. What are we talking about? You don't like where you're at. You don't enjoy your job. You're not enjoying the people you're working with, but the benefits. Well, I just heard all these non-benefits, but we're sticking around because of some potential problem that's going to happen in our life. Instead of taking control and taking back our own choice and having true freedom, having a different scenario, there's a lot of insurance opportunities you can do if you want to have freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. Insurance not only has destroyed healthcare, it feels like to me, but it's destroying our hopes and our dreams. It's keeping us locked down and shackled in our jobs. It keeps us from having the choice to go do something that we really want to do. And then, of course, government gets involved, making it more of a right as a citizen in this world. So think about the next time we go to work and we're dealing with insurance. You know that patient needs this specific kind of care, but insurance won't cover it. So you go to battle for them, you fight it for weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe even months, and then you may or may not get them the help they needed. And you've just wasted all of that time and energy trying to help them to get something that you know that they need. There's a better way. There's definitely a better way. And even if you don't do something with me, I would say you've got to look outside the box and start considering other options. Find out how you might be able to continue helping people with the way you want to help them, but maybe do it in a way that you haven't considered before, doing it in a way that makes a difference in this world, makes a change in this world. This is kind of a side story, but I think about how Gandhi was approached by this mother and son, I believe, and she says, will you please tell him not to eat sugar? And he's like, I can't tell him not to eat sugar, but come back in a couple weeks and we can talk again. And she was just kind of furious. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm here right now. You know sugar's bad for him. He's eating too much of it. Will you tell him not to eat sugar? Well, they come back a couple weeks later, and Gandhi says, don't eat sugar. She goes, well, why didn't you tell me 2 weeks ago? He says, well, because I was eating sugar 2 weeks ago, and I needed to not eat sugar so I could have the integrity to tell you to not eat sugar. Well, I want you to know there's a lot of people out there not eating sugar, theoretically speaking, when it comes to insurance. We're not in that world. We're outside of that whole world of insurance, outside of telling people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, outside of people not being able to afford it, because frankly, if we're in a world of take from one and give to the other, they will never afford anything. A lot of you have said, well, affordability is a big problem. Yeah, it's true, because we're working in a model that doesn't give people what they truly need, and it's true health. We're masking and numbing and cutting and pulling and forcing the body to do stuff that it doesn't want to do. Now, I'm not dumb. If I need medical care, I'm going to go get medical care, but it's not going to be the very first thing that I do. It's not the first step. Many other countries don't even let you go to a medical doctor until you've done everything else. And yet we do only medical, and then maybe we'll try something else, and it's ridiculous. I mean, so many of us in my world and people around me and hundreds of people I've worked with, go to a more natural way first, and they almost never need medical attention. And when they do, thank God that you're there. I'm so glad that many of you that are listening are not going to take my advice. Are going to continue to be in your profession, and hopefully you're doing it because you love it. And if you are, I'm so grateful. I'm very, very grateful. I'm not saying do something you don't want to do, obviously. Do what you want to do. Get the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You don't need to be stuck where you're at. You don't need to continue doing what you're doing just because of benefits, just because you have a license and you got another certification and another certification and more certification. And to what end? Another go back to school again? Why? What? Think about what that will end up doing. You'll be very knowledge rich and poor in your time, poor in your resources. You get less ability because the more licensed you are, the more restrictions you have. It's a very serious problem. And thankfully it's helping people, but it also hurts people. So if you can get to a point where you're doing things that don't hurt people and only have the potential of helping them, why would we not consider that? And again, this is not for everybody. This is for those who want more out of life. They know that they need to make a change. Change is coming. Insurances are changing all the time. Medicine is changing all the time. Technology is changing all the time. Why not be in the front of that, helping people with what they really want and not giving them what will just be paid for by insurance? So anyways, hopefully that helps a little bit. Talking about insurance being the freedom killer. There's people in my personal life that I do not get to enjoy who they are because they're either physically dead or emotionally dead because they're playing this game of insurance and it's not working. So anyways, God bless and bye for now.